Hello students, in today's class we'll be studying about fertilization and implantation. During copulation, semen is released by penis into the vagina. This process is called insemination. The motile sperms swim rapidly and pass through the cervix, enter into the uterus and finally reach into the ampullary isthmic junction of fallopian tube. This is a region where the fertilization takes place if the ovum and the sperms are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmic junction. This process of fusion of sperm with the ovum is called fertilization. Sperm contacts with the zona pellucida layer of ovum and induces changes in this membrane that blocks the entry of other sperms. As we all know, the sperms enter in millions into the female reproductive tract and only one is able to fertilize the ovum. The one sperm which reaches first to the zona pellucida layer and hence induces changes in that membrane and blocks the entry of another sperm. The acrosome of sperm secretes certain enzyme known as hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase helps in penetration into the ovum cytoplasm through zona pellucida and plasma membrane. The meiotic divisions of secondary oocyte takes place after the sperm enters plasma membrane of ovum. This second meiotic division results into the formation of second polar body and ovum, which is also known as oocyte. Now the nucleus of this ovum and the sperm fuses and forms a structure known as zygote. The sex of the child is decided at this stage. This is a diagram showing the process of fertilization. The sperms first cross the corona radiata layer and then reach to the zona pellucida layer, and as soon as they enter into the zona pellucida layer, the certain changes are being brought about which stops the entry of another sperm, and then the second meiotic division occurs of the secondary oocyte, and then the ovum and the ovum nucleus fuses with that of sperm. This is the complete process of fertilization and the development of embryo. You can see here secondary oocyte after the process of ovulation and after fertilization. We can see that the nucleus of sperm and egg fuses and result in the formation of zygote. Now this zygote further undergo development and result into the formation of embryo. So we will be studying about this process of embryo development. Let's see. The fusion of sperm with Y chromosome and ovum with X chromosome result into the formation of a male child, while the fusion of X chromosome of the female parent and the X chromosome of the male parent result in the formation of female child. The zygote carrying XX chromosome will develop into female and the zygote carrying XY chromosome will develop into male. Now we will be studying the process of embryo development. The zygote which was being formed now undergoes the process of cleavage. It undergoes various mitotic divisions, and if you see this diagram, this zygote undergoes mitotic division and forms two cell stage. It further undergoes mitotic division resulting in the formation of 4 cell stage. Later on 8 cell stage, and then the 16 cell stage is formed. At the 16 cell stage, it is known as morula. So the embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is known as morula. What is this blastomeres? These small cells which is being developed is known as blastomeres. So this 16 blastomere formed and this complete structure is now known as morula. Now after morula, it further undergoes mitotic division and result into the 32 cell stage known as blastocyst. The blastomeres in the blastocyst are arranged in two layers. The outer layer is called trophoblast and the inner layer of cell is known as inner cell mass. Trophoblast cell attaches to the endometrium and it helps in implantation and development of placenta, while the inner cell mass gets differentiated into embryo. This complete attachment of blastocyst to the uterus endometrium lining is known as implantation. You can see here in the blastocyst stage, this structure completely gets attached to the endometrium lining of the uterus. It is a structure between 32 to 64 cell stage and it completely gets fixed in the endometrium lining of the uterus. As you can see here, implanted blastocyst. After the process of implantation, now here again they have shown the complete process. Egg and sperm have fused. In the process of fertilization, zygote is formed. After zygote formation, mitosis has occurred several number of times and resulted in the formation of 8 to 16 cell stage known as morula. After morula, further more divisions, further mitotic divisions takes place and result into 32 to 64 cell structure known as blastocyst. This blastocyst now fixes in the endometrium lining of the uterus. This is a structure of blastocyst they have shown. The outer covering known as the outer layer known as trophoblast and the inner cell mass. And they are completely fixed in the endometrium lining. After the formation of blastocyst, the further development takes place and the certain layers are being developed in this structure. This process for the further structure developed after blastocyst is gastrula, and the process of formation of the gastrula is known as gastrulation. During the process of gastrulation, these layers which are being developed further develop organ within the embryo. Gastrulation is the event in which germ layers are differentiated. 3 germ layers are being formed and these germ layers further develop certain different organs. The germ layer and the different organs formed by these layers are as follows. First layer is endoderm, middle one is mesoderm and the other one is ectoderm. Endoderm results in the formation of epidermis, cutaneous gland, nervous system, eye, nasal epithelium, internal ear, pituitary gland, pineal gland and the adrenal medulla. Mesoderm result into the formation of dermis, muscular tissue, connective tissue, endoskeleton, heart, blood vessels, urinary and genital duct. Ectoderm result into the formation of gut, visceral organ, glands of stomach and intestine, tongue, lungs, trachea, bronchi, liver, pancreas and thyroid gland. There are certain extra embryonic membranes also being developed, Once the organ formation starts, there are certain extra embryonic membranes also being developed. Extra embryonic membranes are the membranes formed of embryonic tissue that lie outside the embryo. So, each of these extra embryonic membrane play a major role in providing nutrition to the embryo. Amnion, as well as they also help in the process of respiration and provide protection to the embryo or developing embryo as well. So the four membranes and their different functions are as follows. Amnion is playing the major role in providing protection to the developing embryo. It is filled with the fluid within the cavity known as amnion cavity, and it protects the embryo from the mechanical shock. Chorion is the outermost layer and it is developed from the trophoblast. It is developed from the cells of trophoblast. It completely surrounds the developing embryo and provides protection to it. Yolk sac is a modified form of umbilical cord and it helps in providing nutrient to the developing embryo. While allantois is the last extra embryonic membrane and helps in the process of respiration and excretion. Now study about what is chorionic villi. The finger-like projections on the trophoblast is known as the chorionic villi. Its villi is surrounded by maternal blood and villi and the uterine tissue are interdigitated and they form the structural and functional unit between the fetus and the maternal body, which is forming the placenta now. The inner cell mass further forms ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, which further develops certain organs. The function of placenta. It helps in providing nutrition to the embryo. It helps in respiration of gases. It helps in respiration of embryo as well as the exchange of these gases. Excretion also takes place with the help of placenta. It helps in transfer of nitrogenous waste like urea into the maternal blood. Endocrine glands. Placenta also functions as an endocrine gland and releases the hormones like estrogen and progesterone as well as human chorionic gonadotrophin and human placental lactogen. It also helps in releasing certain antibodies which provides protection to the fetus from the certain diseases like diphtheria, smallpox, measles. Stores glycogen till the liver formation. It acts as an effective barrier from toxic chemicals and germs. Placenta is not directly attached to the fetus. It is attached with the help of umbilical cord to the fetus. So umbilical cord, this is a diagram showing the structure, uterine structure, and it will clarify the structure of umbilical cord and placenta. Fetus is not directly attached to the placenta, it is attached with the help of umbilical cord to the placenta. And after the delivery, this umbilical cord is being removed along with that of placenta. In the later phase of pregnancy, relaxin is secreted by ovary as well as human chorionic gonadotrophin and human placental lactogen and relaxin are also released only during pregnancy, which helps in maintaining the pregnancy. Other hormones like estrogen and progesterone, prolactin, thyroxine increases several fold in maternal blood. Hormones supporting fetal growth, metabolic changes in mother and maintenance of pregnancy. These hormones help in maintaining the pregnancy. After the implantation, inner cell mass differentiates into outer ectoderm, inner endoderm and middle mesoderm, which further soon develops these tissue and organs. Inner cell mass contains certain cells called stem cells which have the potency to give rise to all these tissues and organs. This pregnancy will last for 9 months divided into 3 trimesters. The first will end by the 3rd month, second will end by the 6th month, and third will end by 9 months. So pregnancy lasts for complete 9 months. This is the embryonic development being shown of the embryo. The first month embryo heart is formed. First sign will be listening of heart sound through stethoscope. In the second month, limbs and digits are being formed. By the end of 12 weeks, certain major organ systems develop. Limbs and external genital organs develop. The first movement and hair on head occurs during the 5th month. And after the end of 24 weeks and during the second trimester, the body gets covered with fine hair, eyelid and eyelashes are formed. At the end of 9 months, fetus is fully developed and ready for the delivery. Now, the fetus is ready for delivery. During the period of pregnancy, these complete 9 months in which the development of embryo has taken place is known as gestation period. And once the embryo is developed after 9 months, the delivery of the fetus takes place. This process is known as parturition, and it occurs by the contraction of myometrium lining of the uterus. The signal of parturition is originated by fully developed fetus and placenta. It induces mild contraction of uterus called fetal ejection reflex. The hormone secreted by fetus diffuses to the maternal blood and stimulates the oxytocin secretion. This oxytocin causes the forceful contraction of this myometrium lining, leads to labor pain and stimulates the further secretion of oxytocin. So we can say that this oxytocin plays a major role in the contraction of the uterine walls and the delivery of the child. In the period of parturition, it plays a major role. The stimulatory reflex between the uterine contraction and oxytocin secretion continues, inducing stronger contraction and pushes the fetus by dilated cervix by the birth canal, facilitated by relaxing parturition. After the delivery, the placenta is also expelled out of the uterus. Now the changes occur in the mammary gland after the period of parturition. The mammary gland of female undergo differentiation and produces milk towards the end of pregnancy. Mammary gland starts producing milk towards the end of pregnancy. Milk produced during the initial stages of lactation is called colostrum, and it contains several antibodies which provides immunity to the newborn baby. The milk production is controlled by lactotrophic or prolactin hormone secreted by pituitary. Breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is recommended for a healthy child as it contains many antibodies.